over there at John Carroll. And so I think there was a metal show on MMS a long time ago, but then, it's a niche thing to be sure. I just thought that my thought was always that I thought that it was really important to have a metal show on MMS. And it was surprising to me when I got here and there wasn't one, and that I met with so much resistance to having one on. But anyway, so props to Bill Peters. I don't know the other people that they're inaugurating into this Hall of Fame class there for John Carroll University's radio station, but I'll listen over there sometimes. They're at 88.7. They're on that non-com band. But congratulations to him, because he has been doing the metal show for a long time in Northeast Ohio, albeit on Friday nights. We are on Saturday nights. And we won't have to contend with Guardians games. We'll begin to contend with Cavs games soon enough. A lot of times those will preempt the metal show. But it's all good. So Saturday night, 2 hours to midnight here on the Buzzard. Guardians will play again tonight. They're at home for the remainder of the regular season. They beat the Reds last night 6-1. They'll play them again tonight. 6:40 is your first pitch. We will get you right into that when we roll out in a couple hours. And then the last 3 games of the regular season will be against the Houston Astros, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then next Saturday will be the first playoff game for the Guardians. Game 2 will be that following Monday, both of those here at home. So Saturday, October 5, Monday, October 7. Games 1 and 2. Obviously, don't know who they're going to be playing. Who would they likely play? Do you have any thought on that? Is there any way to determine who they would likely play?
There's only so many teams that are making the playoffs.
Right.
So let me take a look here at the standings and see who would be in those
like a likely suspect for the Guardians to play in the division series.
They would get in the current spot they're in now. I guess they would play either the Tigers or Orioles, whoever wins that series.
Mm-hmm. Orioles are a very good team.
Or no, I guess Houston or the Tigers. So
Astros or Tigers.
Astros or Tigers, the way it currently stands.
Okay.
That's a tough.
Yeah.
Tigers are playing really well right now, and a team that's playing hot in October can take the whole thing. And then the Astros are no slouches either.
No.
Even if they're not
banging
cheating,
on,
they're still pretty good.
They're banging on garbage cans and. See,
but
the
if
Astros,
they get the number 1 seed, then they could end up playing the Orioles or the Royals.
Okay.
So I think that's how it would all work out there.
Right. That's George Brett and the Royals?
No, not George Brett and the Royals. Oh. He's retired for a very long time.
All right. Hey.
Great bit, though.
Hey, I like it.
I know you do.
I think it's hilarious.
It's very funny.
And it's more fun. I would have killed it a long time ago if everybody hadn't complained about it so much. That just makes it more fun to do it. Beginning in October, over at CLE Clothing Company, we'll have a new promo code for you that will be Erie. Kind of fitting in for Halloween, but E-R-I-E, like the lake. And, of course, Lake Erie is going through no small amount of problems due to climate change. We've got Mayor's Science Fair here in a moment. Mm-hmm. And, we are here in the Great Lakes region. We couldn't have it better than places all around the rest of the country, right? The beautiful Great Lakes region. But it's not without its problems. Obviously, the temperatures of the water are warmer. We always have to contend with those algae blooms in Lake Erie. Lake Erie is shallow, too, of course. So if you can end up with less ice cover in the winter, that can lead to more soil erosion. And the water levels in general can fluctuate. Ohio State University, they study this kind of stuff all the time. They've got an ag and environmental sciences group who looks at these kinds of things all the time. But there is also one element of this that not a lot of people think of. The number one predictor of not believing in climate change, the number one predictor of your reluctance to get on board with doing things that might mitigate that is religion. And the number one cause of climate change denial is belief in God.
How are they even connected?
Well, because if you believe that there's a secret timeline involving Jesus's return and the world's destruction, you don't care about what's happening right here now. Now, this is not to say that there are people of faith who don't believe in climate change. Obviously, there are plenty of those people. What I'm saying is, or what they have determined in this wide-ranging study, is that for people who don't, the number one predictor of that is religion, is belief in God. That, well, our great reward is after this. I always thought that was weird because we grew up believing as Catholics, we grew up believing that, like, we were supposed to be stewards of God's creation, which was all of this. Somehow that pivoted to, hey, screw this. Our great reward is going to be after we die. What do I care what happens now? Because it's going to be great for me when I die. So it's weird. And that kind of, obviously you can see that common thread in a lot of people who consider themselves, people of faith, who are along these lines. They're like, yeah, I'm not worried about anything here because it's going to be great for me after I die. Now, for those of us who don't believe in that, it can be frustrating to see people ignore things that are going on down here. But, listen, if you think that Jesus is coming back, every single point in history, there are people who believed Jesus was coming back in their lifetime. And his streak of not coming back, if you believe in that, is unbroken. And so if there was imagine if there was a physical substance that people were exposed to that caused the reactions that people get from belief in God or religion, it would be heavily controlled, probably. But I don't know. I want to dovetail right into Mary really getting her arms around science.
Oh, we're doing that right now?
Well, we can. Are you ready? I'm
sure.
talking about it here, and I'm merely an amateur.
It's not about the science of God.
No, I understand.
Okay.
Those two things they're not compatible. They're incompatible.
That's not true.
They're called non-overlapping magisteria. You can't have both. Okay.
Now it's time for
Science Fair.
I forgot about the explosion and the children that were hurt.
You put it there.
But I forgot.
All right, move over, hot girl summer. Rot girl autumn is upon us. As the weather changes, there's a trend on social media that is showing girls preparing to rot, a.k.a. lay in their beds and scroll while ignoring life responsibilities and surviving on pumpkin spice lattes in Chapel Roan. As an almost 35-year-old woman, I'm proud to say that I am finally ahead of a trend. I've been rotting for years, and everyone just tells me to grow up or get a real job. But this fall, I am so young and so spry, right, Alan?
Yeah, I believe so, yes.
I'm not the only one who's ahead of the pack on this one, though. A part of nature has been practicing Rot Girl Autumn since the literal beginning of time. And that's right. Today, we're looking at the science behind leaves changing colors. Much like the 3 types of medication that are involved in making my personality, there are 3 types of pigments that are involved in autumn color. There's carotenoids, which give you the yellow, orange, and brown colors. Anthocyanins, which produce reds, purples, scarlets. And then chlorophyll, which gives you like the basic green color of a leaf. So during the growing season, chlorophyll is continually being produced and broken down, and the leaves appear green. But then, as the nights get longer and the days get shorter in autumn, chlorophyll production slows down and stops until it eventually is all gone and destroyed. So the carotenoids and the anthocyanins that have always been present in the leaf are finally unmasked because of the lack of chlorophyll. So they've been waiting the whole time. Basically, leaves have seasonal depression. Their little leaf bodies are so sad that the days are getting shorter, so they stop producing chlorophyll or endorphins and let their true colors show, which are the colors that have been there all along, the colors of anxiety and loneliness and apathy. So this fall, instead of running to a dating app or a bar to try to cuff up and find value in meaningless hookups or drunken stupors, be like the leaves and the TikTokers and rot. It's how you were always meant to be.
Oh.
Bear Science Fair!
I think I learned something.
Did you learn?
That's all I want to do is learn some things.
Just
Bill,
learn
what
a
did you
little
learn?
bit.
Did you learn something?
That
The carotenoids?
that Mary thinks endorphins and chlorophyll are the same thing.
Well,
We
to
were
leaves they are.
plants, yes.
Well,
Yeah,
but
plants.
Chlorophyll's their food.
Yeah, endorphin. Well, chlorophyll's what makes them continue to like go and live.
Yeah, they're
and when
food. It's their
that's what makes us go and live is endorphins.
no endorphins, but
You're thinking of dolphins. That's what
Dolphins,
makes
yeah.
us go, yes. Mm-hmm.
That's all you took from the whole thing?
I got it. I
there's
understood
a
the
lot- no,
analogy.
I got the analogy, but I just
You're
thought like,
annoying.
no, I'm just like chlorophyll's like literally like they photosynthesis creates chlorophyll, and that's what they like. That's their food.
I like
Their
I like
energy.
carotenoids.
Yes. Yeah.
I had to look up how to say that one because it's spelled like carrot. Carotenoid. But it's not. It's carotenoid. But carrot makes more sense.
Well, I was going to say because it's also
oranges
it's in
and
fruit too.
yellows.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. All of those things are. Like cranberries and blueberries and stuff are what the
Your anthocyanins.
anthocyanins.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
blueberries and grapes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
All right. When you get your seasonal depression and you're like, oh, I'm so sad, we get to all be like, nope.
Nope.
You're
It's just
enjoying. Go
nature.
rot. Shut up.
Just go rot. Just leaves have been doing it forever.
Yeah.
TikTok is now making it popular. Just go rot. It's what you're meant to do.
I think I only saw the rot thing because of a meme, like a Halloween meme or something, where it was, let's rot all day. It was like somebody talking to their cat or something.
Oh, yeah. That's like the thing is girls rotting in their beds with their cats is like.
How did we land
basically-
on rotting, by the way?
I don't know.
I thought it was always supposed to sound kind of sexy. Like,
No, rotting is. I think it's like intentionally supposed to sound gross because
yeah, like
you're,
I'm
you're just
doing
falling
nothing.
apart
Just in bed.
doing nothing.
Yes.
yeah, just in
yeah.
bed rotting.
Yeah.
Me and the cat are laying here and I'm just doom scrolling. And
I prefer Herkel Durkel,
Yeah, right? Herkel-durkel.
right?
Lying around doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. See, that's jaunty.
Yeah.
Rotting, I
Just a
get what
nice-
they're doing.
A
I mean,
nice Herkel Durkel in the morning.
They're
on a
playing
Sunday morning.
they're playing off of Hot Girl Summer.
yeah.
right.
Rot Girl.
Autumn.
Rot Girl Autumn. And in that context, I feel bad for girls named Autumn because they're going to get lumped in with that. Herkel-durkel is to lie there after you've
Yeah, when you wake up in the
you
morning.
wake up. Yeah, is that what the rotting is? Like you haven't even gotten out of bed
it's
yet?
like you're not doing anything.
Right.
Instead of going out at night, you're just going to lay around and
Yeah.
rot.
And rot.
Rotting is like you're returning to bed. Herkel Durkel is you haven't really gotten out of bed yet.
Yeah.
It's important to state the difference.
These are distinctions that, because you don't want to use the wrong term because
Right.
everybody will point and laugh. They go, what did you do today? And you go, well, I got up, I worked out, and then I went home and I Herkel-durkeled.
They're like, wait a second.
Well, you can't.
You can't go work out and then Herkel Durkel. You only Herkel Durkel if you stay in bed.
Yeah. I'm not a good Herkel-durkler. When I wake up, I got to get up. I'm not good like lying around. I really wish I was because it looks awesome.
Dude,
It's the best.
Yeah, it looks great.
I got up at like 7:30 today.
Is that late?
I couldn't
that's early for
Herkel-durkel.
her.
Early?
That's crazy. That's like 3 hours early.
Oh, okay.
I got a lot on my head. I got a lot going on this week.
Yeah.
And I couldn't really sleep last night. So I woke up and I pulled an Alan Cox. And I was like, damn it. I guess I'll work. I guess I'll work toward my goals
Mhm.
at 8 a.m.
Well,
Trash.
I mean,
Trash.
yeah,
0
I
to
guess,
10.
but if you're awake, you know what I mean?
Well, I tried to go back to sleep. I really did. I laid there and it was just, I knew it wasn't going to happen. I'm like, ugh.
My mother-in-law is taking a cross-country train trip through Canada with a friend. And so we are babysitting her dog for 2 weeks. And this dog, it's high-strung. And so it's like I was up every 2 hours with my dog and the other dog last night because I'm like, do you guys ever sleep when you're like both together? Every 2 hours, I'm up messing around with these dogs. I'm like, this is going to be a rough 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Hard 2 weeks.
Well, you think they'll get used to each other?
Yeah, just in time for her to come back and the dog have to go. Yeah, they'll get into a nice little routine on like day 13, you know? What about me? What about AC? I'm the one that should be getting my beauty rest.
My dog.
Gotta get him to go to work.
I was sleeping at my girlfriend's house the other day, and my dog woke me up in the middle of the night, and I could tell, like, just the way she was standing at the edge of the bed. I was like, oh.
Should have poop?
We gotta go.
Yeah.
So we ran outside, and yeah, she had some diarrhea.
Oh.
She got into the cat food.
You have a cat?
Your girlfriend's
no, my
cat.
girlfriend's got a cat.
Yeah.
And the cat lives with you?
No.
He
Wait,
was at his
what?
girlfriend's and brought his dog.
Oh.
Yeah.
I forget you take that dog everywhere.
Well, I can't just leave my dog at home. If
It's
I
not
go.
a cat.
Yeah.
You can't leave it overnight?
No.
If you let it out at 10
You
p.m.
you
and
could,
you come back
but he
in
doesn't.
the morning.
But why would you?
No,
I mean,
I would not do that to
You
the dog.
could though,
I wouldn't.
or would she? Right.
I mean,
She get really skittish.
yeah.
And the last thing you want is the dog diarrhea-ing,
Yeah.
to make it a verb, while you're gone. You don't
But
want
she wouldn't
that.
have gotten in the cat food if she wasn't at the house.
Yeah, but I also didn't get to her house at 10 p.m.
I'm just saying.
Well,
Also, Bill's thinking ahead. He's like, hey, if my girl and I get into some kind of argument, I'm going to need the dog
up?
for solace. Back up. No, I'm going to need the dog to comfort me. And in the absence of that, everybody gets along fine. Nothing goes sideways. Then the dog wakes you up and potentially has to vomit.
we don't really get into arguments, though.
People with cats, though, Mary's mentioned this before, and it couldn't be more true. You can sleep like a rock, but if you have a cat and you hear, you will bolt out of bed.
God, it's the worst.
You will.
All I need from my dog, when I know that she does her little whimper, like, I'm like, oh.
That's the
what's
signal.
happening.
That's the.
That means she needs to go, and she needs to go now.
Yeah.
So we get her out there. But the fact that she knows to do that.
The launch sequence has already
I'm
been
like,
started.
Let's get outside and get that duty out that butt.
Duty. No more hurkle-durkling around the bed
No
here.
hurkling durkling when there's diarrhea on the horizon.
On the horizon. Let me give you these Say Santa tickets. When I come back, after the break, we'll do it. It's the second go-around for Say Santa. Primus, Pussifer, Perfect Circle, all three of them. Going to be doing Blossom next spring for Maynard's 61st birthday. So that'll be Sunday, the 25th of May, out of Blossom. That'll be a fun time. So I will hand those off to you on the way back. 35192. Text me for anything else. You can listen anywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
The Disney Plus Blockbuster offer. For a limited time, get 3 months of Disney Plus for just $1.99 a month.
iHeartRadio brings you Global Citizen Festival 2024 from